Theo Ivory here. So I decided to do something a little bit different for Black History Month. I decided to connect with a few of my peers and ask them to record a short video telling us what it means to them to be a Black professional wrestler in this world. They're going to talk about the legacy that they hope to leave, the goals that they still have, what they want to see moving forward in terms of representation for all of us. And my favorite part of all of this is they get to share with you just exactly how much they love the wrestling business. So without further ado, here are my friends.
What does it mean to me to be a Black female wrestler? Honestly, it means to leave something behind for the next generation, to inspire, to motivate, to not stay in the lane that they try to create for you, but to create your own lane, to over-exceed expectations, to ignore the negative and sexual stereotypes that have been upon me, and also to never, ever let anything stand in your way to stop you from achieving your dream.
Hey guys, Ashton Starr here, and I just wanted to say that the importance of African American visibility, especially within the confines of pro wrestling, is immensely important. I remember when I first started off wrestling in Atlanta, there weren't many African American talents being showcased or even being put at a forefront to being given better opportunities. My journey has consisted of fighting for visibility, not just for the culture, but for people like me, people who look like me, branching out, going back into modeling, acting, journalism, as I now write for PWI. And I continue to share the wrestling experience with not just my close friends and family, but to everyone who gets to watch and gets to see themselves within me and gets to know that visibility is extremely important. So to other wrestlers, especially those just like myself, I love you and continue to have the most amazing Black History Month.
What does it mean to me to be a part of the pro wrestling community? It means a lot. The community that I'm part of is pretty positive. Unity. Your family. What I love most about what I do, this is going to sound cliche as hell, but it's the fans, really. Like kids, their reaction, their smile, or when they really hate you, because that's funny too. Yeah.
The great thing about being part of the pro wrestling community is still meeting different people. I love pro wrestling since I was 10 years old. It's the action that drew me to become a wrestler. But it's also important to bring that awareness in the world of pro wrestling, which is the deaf culture. We all face many different challenges in our lives, but it's the story that we tell in the ring that create many different possibilities, especially for those who have been told no. That's why sometimes it's more than what you see. That's why I love being part of the pro wrestling community.
Hey, so my name is Cameron Hawkins. I am a writer for The Ringer. What does it mean to me to be part of this community? The community being the Black creators, podcasters in this pro wrestling space. It means the world to me, man. This is something I've been working towards for well over a decade, and to have the respect of my peers, to have, the younger generation, people starting out in this, come to me for advice and ideas, to be asked to collaborate with some of the best and brightest, to be, sometimes, reached out to by TV networks and stuff like that to talk to these wrestlers about their projects. It means the world, man. I'm happy to be part of this. I'm happy to contribute to this, and I just wanted to keep going because this thing is so much bigger than me or anybody else. This is something that we want to sustain for years and years and years, because as this thing grows, more people like us become a part of it, whether it's the wrestlers, promoters, managers, creators, whoever. So to be kind of on the ground floor of all this, it does mean the world to me.
What's up, guys? I thought I'd come in and say what I thought was important about being a black wrestler. And I know when I first started, or even before I started, there was a perception that, you know, black wrestlers have to be a certain way. And I know I definitely didn't fit any of the stereotypes or molds. And coming into this, realizing when you hear kids, you hear people or your peers tell you that, you know, you're showing people that you can, you know, be yourself, even if it's a little different, and still, you know, be a part of your community. So that's what I think is important and cool about being a black wrestler in professional wrestling.
Hi, I'm Derek T. Lewis. I'm the host and producer for the D-Lou podcast on Believe Network. You know, I was presented with this question in regards to my admiration for being a pro wrestling content creator, and it goes like this. I've been a fan of this genre, you know, known as pro wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, for over 40 years. And to be able to communicate, network, talk with so many people that love this as much as I do, it's a blessing. And you know, to be able to cover events like WrestleMania in Los Angeles last year that I had the great opportunity to do, and rub shoulders with people that are very influential in this space and people that I respect wholeheartedly. When I think about people like Seahawk, Cameron Hawkins, when I think about my boy Brian H. Waters that I've known for over 12 years, Kazim from Ringer Wrestling, the podcast over there, and I think about guys like Chris Van Vliet, Denise Salcedo, Sean Ross Sapp, can't forget about him. And then I had an opportunity to meet, you know, Ariel Helwani, you know what I mean, that's covered the UFC and all aspects of MMA that I have a deep respect for. So the fact that it's presented me these golden opportunities, you know, I don't take it for granted. And like I said, to be able to communicate either on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, you know, and discuss, you know, things, you know, to discuss wrestling. You know, I got to give a huge shout out to Gabby. I met her at LAX on the way home from WrestleMania last year, and guess what? She's a co-host of the D-Lou podcast, and it's mainly because of the content creating that we're all doing together.
It's your girl, Big Swole, and being a part of our community, having that sense of home, that sense of camaraderie, means the world to me. It's that place, that little pocket of the world where you, one, you can just be yourself, and two, you know that people have open arms and they're open hearts, and it's just a feeling of just home. I love that. I love that about us. I love that in any given circumstance, in any given situation, if you see us, it's like, hey, and it just brings a smile to my face. Like when you see them at the shows, when you see them shouting you out on Twitter and stuff, showing you love, like that means everything. That means everything. That's what helps us. And that's what I love about doing what I do. It's, you get to see the people, you get to be the vibe, you get to change somebody's life, give a little bit of joy. And that's what it's all about. Spreading that joy. Y'all be easy.
What's good, everyone? This is Saltine from Under the Mat Radio, or UTMR. What does it mean to be a part of the wrestling space? Giving back to the wrestlers. Give them time to be interviewed. Give them time to be promo. Hey, even be part of the story. But I can tell you, being part of the story is fun to help them out, because they know that they can trust you to put them over. And that means a lot to me, and also the Under the Mat Radio crew. What can I say that what's unique about it? You go travel to places, you meet new people, make new friends, network. Network is truly important. So, you know, all the journeys we went through as Under the Mat Radio, I'm forever grateful that I met some great people.
Being a black wrestler is dope, man. It's awesome. It's great because, you know, we have such a rich history. in this business, and we're still making history every single time, every single week, every month, every day. And it's a cool thing, man. Like it's one of the dopest things I can honestly say that like I've done with my life as an African American man, becoming a professional wrestler. Especially getting props from a lot of the younger generation that has watched me over the years. Tell me, hey man, I loved your character back in the day. You know, you got me into professional wrestling. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to be here. You set the way, you paved the way, you set the foundation. You know, hearing all those things, it's always just very humbling. It's always very cool, and it's always very meaningful to me as a, you know, super tenured wrestler in this business. And all I can do is just continuously do my thing and continue paving the way for the next generation. Yeah, being a black professional wrestler, it's pretty dope.
What's up, y'all? This is Chris Bishop, the missing ingredient. Y'all know what it is. I was honored and blessed to be asked, what is it that it makes me feel so special about being in this community, and as well being, being a wrestler and being so far into this game of wrestling. The reality is, I'm honestly been blessed to be in here, to stay as healthy as I have been. My biggest thing is what I want to leave on this mark, on this earth in general, is to be an inspiration. Just to, no matter what your stature is, no matter what your color is, no matter who you are, you go out for whatever you want to get, and you leave your mark. You be an inspiration and you leave your mark. That's how you become the full recipe, man. That's what you do. You become that missing ingredient that the world needs, because everybody got it in them. Every single one of y'all got it, something in you that's the missing ingredient, that ingredient X that the world needs. Go out there and show it what it is. Prove to them that you belong. That's what I'm doing. That's my rep.
What's going on, my amazing individuals? This is Self-Built Mason Walls, and I want to talk about what it means to me to be a part of the wrestling community and what I do. My favorite parts about it is interacting with people, interacting with the fans, to get personable, to take pictures, sign pictures, to do whatever they ask us to do, just because they came there, they believe in us, they see us as heroes, and guess what? Right there is why I love being part of this community, why I love doing what I'm doing, why I love giving back, why I love taking part in the Love Life charity, which I do on the side. I mean, everything about this community just connects. It always connects people together, and together we're always stronger. So that being said, being a part of this community means the absolute most, to inspire many, to inspire kids, to just be able to go out there and change someone's perspective. That's what it really means to me. It's all about perspective.
Be myself freely and creatively. To be the best individual among the others and different within myself.
It's the Cotton Candy Princess, Tiffany Avatar, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what being a woman in wrestling means to me. And to me, that means being able to go out there and inspire every little girl that used to be just like me, who watched wrestling and maybe didn't feel like there was a place in the world because we dressed a little different, or our hair colors are a little different, or, whatever the case may be. It means a lot to be able to go out there and make all of these little girls happy and see them all feel so beautiful and confident and feel like that they can do anything too.
What is my personal experience as a black woman in this industry? And I have to admit, there is more cons than pros, and I want to tell you a lot of the cons. I've experienced, and still do to a degree, being undervalued, unappreciated, not included, and having to work 20 times harder in an industry that I started. Now the pro, fabulous. So last year for WrestleMania 39, I got to design Cody Rhodes' whole wrestling attire, from the wings to the tights. And that was brought to life by Sandra Gray, and assisted by Christina Cole, who hand painted the wings gold. And together, we got to make history, right? 3 Black, amazing, talented women in this industry, presenting something so enchanting, so magical, on the grandest stage of them all. What legacy do I hope to leave behind? Let's see. That I am the blueprint for majority of the gear design that has been happening for the past 15 or so years. That I gave my all when every client that hired me to design their gear, that I treated them as a brand. That's very important in this industry. I was the one who talked to the makers to make sure that your gear was brought to life in the way that you envisioned. If I designed you t-shirts, I helped you figure out marketing strategies to sell your t-shirts after I design it, for you to make profit without even spending a dime. That my work ethic is unmatched. That my knowledge of working in the fashion apparel industry, where I am hired to design clothes to create from scratch, that are sold in stores from JCPenney's to Saks Fifth Avenue, is enough and makes me no less than a person who sews it from scratch.
Hey, it's the boss babe Ayla Fox here from Ayla's Agency. You most likely know me as a pro wrestling manager, agent, or valet. Whatever you want to call it, I'm enjoying myself. I always loved wrestling as a little girl. I grew up with my older brother, and you couldn't tell us we weren't the Bushwhackers. When I met my husband, that's when I discovered you could actually train to be a professional wrestler. So I went to his training school, WWA4, and I did try to train. But honestly, I wasn't cut out for it. It was so difficult. But I did love the business. I love the emotion. I love the storytelling and everything about that. So I kind of had to figure out a way to be in the business, but I knew I couldn't be a wrestler. And that's when I found out managing. I started off managing CZW, Beyond Wrestling, What Wrestling. I did Evolve Wrestling, Shine Wrestling, GCW, Progressive, a lot of places. Over the years, you can find a lot of my work. If you're not following me, follow me. To my knowledge, I am the only African-American female who manages other female wrestlers. The best part about being in pro wrestling is making history. A few years ago, we made history as the first all African-American team as the Shine Tag Team Champions with AAA. I do have multiple clients. I manage the Skulk. I've managed AR Fox. I manage Leon Ruff. I manage Lindsay Snow right now. I'm super excited for this experience. I'm hoping to take everything to the top, never give up, and keep on fighting.